I thought I'd start sharing a few more FaZe Banks clips and moments out there for all of you guys because it's doing well, and I should certainly talk more about a guy who has such polarizing opinions that I still think a lot of people would agree with. Stretching back a few months yet again to a podcast in his mom's basement, an episode with Nadeshot and Hex, they're talking about the rise of Fortnite, the success of Fortnite, as well as Epic Games and their lawsuit with Apple. And I think FaZe Banks, in case you guys missed the last time we talked about a clip similar to this, he was saying, and forgive me guys, I want to be monetized. I don't usually cuss anyway. I know I'm weak, all right? He says, frick PlayStation, frick Xbox, get a PC. That's the future. A lot of us, myself included, selfishly and biased, I did agree with that statement, although I understand not everyone can afford a PC, okay? There's definitely two sides to that story, but he continues on that same stretch because during this podcast, he says frick Fortnite and frick Epic Games. What he goes on to say is them swinging their ding-a-ling around because they are powerful. They are a billion-dollar established company making so much money, feeling they can do anything. And I semi-agree with his statement because, you know, with this lawsuit of Apple, of course, it's just billion-dollar corporations wanting to make their own bag and wanting to make more money. I have no hand in that game, right? Whatever way that lawsuit does end up, I'm like, you guys are both doing fine no matter what. I do certainly agree when it comes to Fortnite esports and competitive play. Epic Games lets that do their own thing as they focus on the casual game, and certainly the esports side has suffered with competitive integrity, of which Nadeshot does respond though with some very clear, I would say some great responses as well as to Fortnite's success along with all their interesting decisions.
Apple versus Fortnite thing. Like, this is insane.
Man, Fortnite and Epic Games too. That's how I feel. Bro, listen. And I know you guys are going to relate heavily to this. Like, we've seen it happen time and time again. When you're the big swinging dick in the room as a developer and you got the hottest game on the planet, you think that, like, you could just do whatever the you want. You think that nobody matters. You treat everybody like shit. You make up your own rules. You don't really care or listen to feedback. You know, unless it's affecting the actual bottom line, you don't really give a about, like, the hardcore, you know what I mean, community of people. Until your shit starts falling off, and then you'll start hitting people up.
Wouldn't you argue though that Epic Games did more for creators than any developer in the past?
No, yeah, I would listen.
Like creator codes, new content,
but the creator code thing made them money. Like that makes sense to me. Yeah, you're right.
From my some of the biggest creators were making.
No, a lot. No,
money hand over fist off these creator codes.
I have Code Tifu tattooed on my thigh. I know.
And yeah, I'm not really sure the full argument there, but I'm pretty sure Keemstar was arguing that because he had Fortnite events with Friday Fortnite on Fridays, that Epic Games running any events on Friday, one of the most popular days to run events, was purposely trying to interfere with his Friday Fortnite. So apparently if he ever runs events for any game on a Friday, and then they start running events, the people who made the game, they're doing that on purpose to frick him over. So, yeah.
From my perspective, I have to agree with Banks, right? Like, dude, man, Friday Fortnite was like early into the Fortnite wave. Like, we blew that up. And these motherfuckers, like, from the esports department over at Epic Games or Fortnite, they would run events on my day. Like, they literally just tried to, like, steal the thunder that I created.
And then later on, something we've actually heard Nadeshot talk about as well, I believe on the Impulsive podcast, maybe with Eavesdrop episode with Hex as well, the future of Fortnite, which he has said quite a few times now, that being an open sandbox, a game which will never die, the future of Minecraft and Roblox, which I think a lot more eyes are slowly agreeing with what we've seen update-wise and the collaborations they have made. I would agree Fortnite as a casual game, it seems like it could go on forever. As an esport, though, I'm certainly still a bit concerned, but he goes on to reinforce his statement, which he has made previously, about the future of Fortnite still looking incredibly big.
And I don't with the fact that they banned Jarvis and shit. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with that, Keem, is that at the end of the day, it's always going to it's always going to be their IP, and you're building IP off of theirs, and they want to control that. And that's just how it's always going to be with developers and publishers. And until that relationship with, like, third-party organizers or companies, until that relationship is smoothed out and people can actually have a handshake about the business that you're going to build together, it's never going to work. From Epic's standpoint, I think they've done a lot for the community. I think Fortnite changed the landscape of gaming and the ecosystem forever. You know, it broke the barriers down for pop culture even furthermore with all of the skins that they created in partnership with like Marvel and the NFL. They brought athletes in to make
Drake, Ninja.
Yeah, it made gaming cool again. And
Nah, to be honest with you, I'm going to backpedal a little bit because I did love Fortnite at first, and I do totally agree that they set the bar like really f***ing high and like set the standard free to play game, like in-game purchases, the creator code shit. It is all really f***ing good for like all of our future.
Not only did they set the bar, but they like sort of forced every other developer to be like, all right, we're f***ing up. Look how cool this is, right? So it pushed everybody else to do the same thing. So I mean, look at Minecraft, right? Look at the Minecraft and what people like Nadeshot and I were able to do just like on a server perspective, right? And then obviously eventually goes away. Nobody like the way that nobody owns the NBA, nobody owns the NFL. Like it's crazy how, you know, developers who create these basketball courts in essence, right, in these video games, they are the ones that can turn and shut off the lights anytime that they want. And that's some of the relationship the nation needs to talk that was talking about, where we need to figure out what the relationship is, what is cool, what is not, because, you know, we're all playing in this thing. It's an interactive
That's
art
kind of what I
form.
mean. I feel like we haven't gotten there yet where like the doors are wide open right off the rip. I just wish it was a little bit more like that.
And the other aspect of Fortnite right now, which again I'm bringing up impulsive again, but I brought it up there as well, is that with Fortnite, I don't think they give a shit about who's playing the game right now. It's like, yeah, they have the new season that came out a couple months ago, and then they have a new chapter or whatever. The thing is, Fortnite, their end goal, I think, is so much longer than any of us can actually comprehend. Like, Fortnite, in my opinion, in 5 to 10 years, maybe even sooner than that, is going to emulate what Minecraft and what Roblox is doing, where they're just going to create mini multiverses. And whatever you want to do as a creator or on a server level, you can create this entire world and make it your own inside the world of Fortnite. So I think Fortnite is going to it's going to emulate the Marvel universe in a lot of ways, where there's just going to be different levels of IP that are broken off within the multiverse of Fortnite, and it's going to be a platform rather than a game that everyone is playing.
That's cool. That'd be cool.
It's going to be
And so it's just very interesting to note, right? There's two very different sides of what Nadeshot sees in Fortnite, and then where FaZe Banks comes from. It does make a lot of sense. He kind of comes back in and kind of takes back a bit of his statement, at least in the harshness of it, of what Fortnite has done for the gaming space has been incredible, right? Creator codes and skins alone have certainly made some gigantic changes in the scene, but from his shoes and from his standpoint of what he feels was unfair was the FaZe Jarvis ban. And so it's really interesting to note, you know, his thoughts on Fortnite and Epic Games versus Nadeshot's based off their own different experiences. And it's very cool to see these two figureheads go back and forth and talk about the rise and success of Fortnite and of Epic Games and how they've run their esports so far. And certainly they both have very interesting takes on the subject. What do you guys think about this? Frick Fortnite, frick Epic Games, says FaZe Banks. Takes back a little bit, but still, you know, a very, very interesting figure when it comes time for talking about these things. Until next time, hope you all enjoy, all right? Take a sip for me. I'll see you back here in the next one.